It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see the versatile Deebo Samuel. He's over 1,100 yards receiving so far and looking for more. It's the 49ers and the Hawks next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They come in needing to do something to stop this skid here before the season ends.
And if you're leading this organization, one of the things you're making sure everyone understands, this isn't about playing for draft picks. This is about playing for victories.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Darnold going to throw right away. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. There are the numbers for Samuel from that game last week. 6 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
He now has 11 touchdowns on the season, and in no way is that just simply luck. That's a great combination of route running, determination, and making nice catches.
And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The numbers on the ground for Walker a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down. Now Fields. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is fielded at the 27. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Niners are going offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their teams, play who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. And that is incomplete. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Play action. It's Fields. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. 3rd and long. He knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Off of play action, Darnold. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the 1st quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. After the sack on 1st down, Darnold. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you, and in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Here's Walker to start the drive. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. From the 24, Fields. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Fields going to keep it once more. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. He was having success there holding on to it on the option, but ultimately problems downfield, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and this is a tough one because you know you'd prefer to have your quarterback either heading to the sidelines or getting down at the end of the play. But you've got an aggressive one. He's fighting for extra yardage, and he gets stripped there. You don't need him to be a hero in that situation. You want your quarterback taking care of himself.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
He'll get this to about the 38. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter. A play fake, now Fields to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Dancing away at the 35. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And they will take over 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Darnold down to throw. Got his target, Samuel. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's the option going left on 2nd down. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down.
These two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, week 7. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey.
The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it, and the Seahawks have recovered.
You remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
The drive will start with an option going left. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. A shotgun snap, Fields.
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Fred Warner.
And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score a touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taken in at the 3.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score. and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
The downside for the defense is they're dealing with a team that's in their red zone, but the upside, not much room to work with for the offense. Fewer windows in the zone for them to throw into. Tough for a quarterback to get a throw off before the pressure ends up getting to him.
Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. And this one will be a 29-yard attempt. Badgley able to punch this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get him next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And this is something you don't see too much of. Fullbacks trying to stretch the field. But he does a nice job there getting lost out in space and comes up with a really nice gain.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
On 2nd and 11 now.
Fields. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Back to throw. Fields.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. To throw again on second down. Darnold.
And this incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked.
Here's Darnold. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Tressway on fourth down is sent out to punt.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And out now come the Seahawks. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
And he fires one incomplete. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Out of the gun, Fields.
And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. Here's Tressway now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Here's Fields. Throw out wide to Walker.
They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs. And he
can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Darnold. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. On the move past the 40. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. Now an injured player here, so a stoppage, and that's Jamison Williams who's shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Ran it last time. Now Fields to throw. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Oh, he's going to be brought down there in the field of play. And the clock will run. No timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit.
So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll start out west at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. And it is the Chargers who have the lead in the second quarter. Justin Herbert, 4 touchdown passes. Let's stay in the AFC West to check out what's going on with the Chiefs at home in Arrowhead. And they've got the lead over the visiting Denver Broncos. Brandon Cooks, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And that game all tied up with the visiting Green Bay Packers. Continuing on, here's a look at the next-gen stats in that first half, and they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half, and it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Niners, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Taken in at the 3. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Fields now to throw.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Now it's Fields. And he's going to go down again. Credit for that sack goes to Cameron Thomas. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
He'll decide to keep this once more.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, when you got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
Yeah, this is great work by a quarterback here. He's doing anything he can to avoid taking a square hit. I admire the way he worked his way through the initial contact and then continued downfield for good yardage.
Play action. It's Darnold. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
They run with McCaffrey off the option. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 45 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
On 1st down, Darnold. And incomplete on the deep ball. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now Darnold. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, here in this 3rd quarter, the whole complexion of the ball game flips on a dime there, CD. This is back to a 1-score game.
And sometimes when your offense is sputtering, you as a defensive unit have to take it upon yourselves to say, we've got to go out there, maybe take a few chances along the way, and see if we can generate some points ourselves. And lo and behold, they were able to deliver.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Darnold from the gun. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
He's brought down to the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold got a man, and he hits him in stride.
Darnold's pass complete to number 14. It's a gain of 5.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Fields. Wide open receiver complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Fields. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
To throw is Fields.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Now Fields. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now it's Darnold. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Darnold completes it to Samuel. And he is going to have a Niners first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings us 2nd.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And what they do know is that they'll be playing at home come January, at least for one game, as they have locked up the NFC West.
And everyone wants that top spot, partner. We know that because that guarantees you home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But whether or not that's in the cards or not, you have to be impressed with how this team is played.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Off play action, Fields. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season, and that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They start on the ground with McCaffrey, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
On 2nd down, there's the option going left. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold.
pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here's Tressway now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Fields. And Walker has it. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. And this offense on 3rd down today, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the 1st down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
Yeah, they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
Give to Walker on the read option. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's Fields now on 2nd down. Looking right sideline, that's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9. Play action. It's Fields. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This one from 35 yards away. The kick by Elliott is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
65 yards now for McCaffrey. It's a first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Darnold now to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Off the option, here's McCaffrey.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Option play, and they'll give to Walker.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
They run the option on 2nd down.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And they're facing a big 3rd down now in this tie ball game.
He's got Johnson.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Rolling to his right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Back to throw. Fields.
He's airing it out for Williams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Here's Fields.
He finds his man Johnson.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So a roughing the passer penalty and an automatic first down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
Room here to run. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Walker with another carry.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
On 2nd down, it's Walker.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5.
They'll try for the first with Walker.
And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Elliott on for the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
So now the Niners trailing 17-10, 34 seconds to go. They've got to go the full 80 yards, and they've got to do it quick as they come up on 1st down.
Will take precious seconds off the clock on a play that went for no gain. Backed up. And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down.
He's got a man, complete.
And he is going to have the Niners first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the Seahawks, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, things get even uglier now as they fall to 2-13. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.